research shows over 65% of pregnant women go through some sort of dental issue. If we are not getting mineralized, we're sweating, we're nursing, we're working out, there's an output of minerals. We got to make sure that we replenish, whether you're a mom or not, for sure.
There is like very traditional dentistry, and then there is a more functional, holistic, looking at the entire body, how it works together. You're the latter. You're a functional dentist. Tell me like the difference between the two.
Where you can drill and fill and drill and fill and drill, and that's fine. It's needed, right? But the latter, you're a healer. If you're in functional, holistic, biological, whatever you want to call it, you're more of a healer. So it's not just about drilling and filling. You start questioning things critically. Why am I drilling and filling? But we look at your metabolic health. We look at your nutrition, your breathing habits.
Really?
Yes.
You mean in your practice?
In our practice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do our teeth and our gums have to do with emotional feelings or energetic meridians in the body?
That's one of my favorite questions. And everything I'm saying, there's a lot of correlation. It's not scientific, but if you believe in acupuncture, if you understand how we are energy, which of course you do, you live it, you breathe it, you work it. I'm seeing so much like breast cancer, our first molars, specifically the upper molars, but all first molars are on the breast meridians. And I'm seeing so much correlation on the side where the breast cancer is and infection in that side. Recession, grinding, clenching, that's linked to emotional.
What is the worst mainstream myth about oral health?
That you need fluoride to have the healthy teeth.
Ever since I wrote my goals down with the pen, my dreams and reality have both been blending in. I just hope that in the end, my debt don't extend me on my dividends if it did.
Scientists just discovered that your house is making you sick and tired. The electromagnetic frequencies from your Wi-Fi, smart TV, and devices are creating chaos in your nervous system, and you think you're just tired, but you're actually being drained by invisible energy pollution. Here's what's wild though. Researchers found a way to flip your environment from energy vampire to healing sanctuary. Instead of your space draining you, it can actually charge your biofield with beneficial quantum frequencies that boost focus, energy, and performance. I started using Quantum Upgrade in my home office, and it's honestly like someone turned up the volume on my life. I have clearer thinking, better sleep, and way more energy throughout the day. Your environment should be supporting your highest potential, not sabotaging it. So comment quantum and I'll send you my code to transform your space into a quantum healing field for free. Dr. Elaridi, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I love all the content that you post, and I feel like I noticed too, a lot of women and moms also follow you, right? Is that because you like gear your content toward moms and how to take care of their children's health from a young age?
Since I became a mom, I realized how much help moms need. And I think that changed the trajectory of how I practiced when I became a mom. That's when the whole concept of women's dental health was really born. I got a really bad infection when I was pregnant with Julia, my firstborn. She's now 9. And I lost my front tooth, and I was in a really difficult place after she was born. I was feeling a lot of sensitivity in my teeth, and these are things they don't teach you in dental school.
Is that an actual common thing?
So over 65, I think it's more than 65%, but research shows over 65% of pregnant women go through some sort of dental issue during their pregnancy.
Interesting.
That's a lot. And just to backtrack a little bit, I worked in Aramco for 3 years. I was a dentist for Aramco. And my priority was to see the women because I spoke Arabic and English and I was Western trained, and the CEOs, like all the expats. That was my main. And all the locals that were having like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 13 children, their mouths were destroyed. And I never made the connection there because but bells started ringing. I'm like, why? So when I got pregnant, I had a really difficult pregnancy. I was vomiting 7 to 14 times a day, every day for 7 months or 8 months straight. And it was very difficult mentally and physically. And then, so after I gave birth, I was like, oh my God. And so I looked into it, more gingivitis during puberty. And now people are doing, more women are going through IVF, egg freezing, fertility treatments, pregnancies, postpartum, more awareness about breastfeeding. All that impacts the mineralization of your teeth and the quality of your mucosa and just
But what is the root cause of all of those things? Is it just overwhelming for the body?
I know it's depletion. So especially in America and, Western civilization, we're go, 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 go. We're not growing our own food. We're not eating properly. Lots of processed food.
So already people are like a little
The baseline is deficient.
And then on top of that, you're feeding another entity within you, or if you have twins, more, right?
And yes.
And then but you're not overcompensating for the remineralization.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So
That makes sense.
Everything is a balance, right? And you're not expected to be in remineralization all the time. But if you go through any stressor to your body, a big move, a death, a pregnancy, postpartum, stressors, that impacts the balance of that remineralization. So you're already depleted and you get further depleted postpartum. And then that's like where anxiety and depression has been so like normalized, but it shouldn't be. We should get to the root cause of that.
What I love about when I had Dr. Daniel Amen on the show, he's been on twice, but the second time he said it's normal, but it's common, but it's not normal. And he was talking about something else, but it's what I'm hearing here too is like, it is common, but that doesn't mean it's normal.
Yeah, and we shouldn't accept it. And I love Dr. Amen for that. Like I've listened to your show with him and we've accepted it. Like we can't accept it. We deserve better. Our moms deserve better. Our children deserve better. So, yeah.
It's really fascinating too, because even if somebody's listening and they're like, well, I'm not a mom, or I'm not a woman, or whatever. I have learned, and I actually, when Dave Asprey was on the show too, the first time he was on, we talked about how important it is to remineralize and how I naturally, I still, like my cupboard is like a pharmacy. I have every biohacking thing, every supplement you can imagine, but I naturally just stopped taking them. Like every now and then I'll reach in and be like, oh, I feel like I need this today, I need that today, and I'll take it that way. I think the biggest reason why is because I'm so big on minerals now. I add minerals to my water every time I drink water. I add different kinds of minerals to my protein shakes. Like it's become such a big part of my life because I noticed that it made a bigger difference than the supplements did.
So there is a hydration epidemic. Like people are dehydrated. That's part of the depletion. Like postpartum, post-workout.
Or drinking water that is not mineralized. It's like distilled or something.
Exactly,
right? Yeah.
Exactly. You got to be adding minerals to your water. Why? Because our cells need it. Our mitochondria need it. The energy of the cell. You need these minerals for your cellular vitality, and that goes the same for your oral health. There is we have cells everywhere. Our teeth are minerals in our teeth. Cells in our mucosa. If we are not getting mineralized, we're sweating, we're nursing, we're working out. There's an output of minerals. We got to make sure that we replenish the output, whether you're a mom or not, for sure. And it's just when you're younger. So I was younger before I became a mom. Your body compensates a little better.
Right.
But as you're getting older, whether you're a man or a woman, your hormones are changing. The vitality of your cells, the frequency of your cells is changing. You need that minerals so that you can maintain it.
What about, and this just popped into my head, but I started to take it recently because I have a hot body temperature, so it cools me down. They said it would, so I'm trying it. But as I was researching it, I realized that they said it in traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, they use this to remineralize or at least strengthen the teeth, and it's pearl powder. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
And what are your thoughts?
It works really well. Like I use it.
How do you use it?
I put it with my tea or smoothies.
Okay, so you're drinking it. That's how I'm doing it. So that's okay. You don't have to brush your teeth with it.
Some people that brush their teeth with it. I think it works more effectively when you consume it. I don't like to brush my teeth with anything too abrasive, even though the pearl powder isn't very abrasive, like baking soda, etc. But it does work. It's beautiful minerals. Like it's wonderful minerals. Also, it has magnesium in it, and it helps with remineralizing the crystalline structure of your teeth. And if it does that for your teeth, it's usually doing that for your bones as well.
Wow. So good. I didn't even think the bone factor. Yeah. So I love that I'm taking this now.
Your teeth are a reflection of your bones, hands down. So yeah, they're so interrelated and so interconnected that when somebody has a cavity, it tells me so much about their entire body beyond just what I'm seeing on the actual tooth. But pearl powder, I'm a huge fan.
So let's get into like why we're even talking about this, because some people might think like a dentist talking about pearl powder and things like that, although we do see it more and more, right? But there is like very traditional dentistry, and then there is a more functional, holistic, looking at the entire body, how it works together. You're the latter. You're a functional dentist. Tell me like the difference between the two.
So I like to simplify things because I think a lot of dentists and practitioners, they like to complicate things. Dentists come in two forms. So the first form, the conventional, I would say they're more technicians. And I learned that in dental school. So I went to UCLA School of Dentistry, and it's a wonderful school. And I loved every minute of it, minus like all the exams that they gave us. But I became a glorified dental technician where you can drill and fill and drill and fill and drill. And that's fine. It's needed, right? But the latter, you're a healer. If you're in functional, holistic, biological, whatever you want to call it, you're more of a healer. So it's not just about drilling and filling. You start questioning things critically. Why am I drilling and filling? Like, why does Lydia have this cavity? Why is she getting all this recession? What's going on deeper? So in our exams, the last thing we look at is your teeth. I'm least interested in your teeth. Your teeth puts everything together. But we look at your metabolic health. We look at your nutrition, your breathing habits,
Really?
Yes.
You mean in your practice?
In our practice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because the way, if you have a cavity, I bet you anything you're not processing your sugar properly. You're eating too much sugar. You may be insulin resistant. There's so much connections from your entire body to your mouth. And that's the difference between conventional, I feel, and more holistic or functional dentistry. And one to me is very fulfilling and one isn't. Like I leave my kids every day to come to work. I need to feel fulfilled. And I feel really good when I'm able to look somebody in the eye, tell them, hey, it's okay. This is going to be fixed. That's okay. But let's prevent this. This is what we need to do to prevent this, A, B, C, D. And then sometimes I say, I'm not sure the root cause of this. Let me get some more information. Let's look at your microbiome. Let's look at your pH. Let's dig in a little deeper. Let's get that micronutrient test to see what your vitamin D3 levels are. So it's so much more than just teeth for smiling and chewing.
And I love that you said that you're a healer. That stuck with me because doctors should see themselves as healers. And I have an online course that I launched a month ago. We sold out within an hour. Like we opened it up to 25 people. 25 people signed up. And it's not an expensive course. It's not cheap, you know? And the thing is that we were really marketing it toward healers who are wanting to build their practice, because that's what I did. I went from being a 4-time Emmy-winning journalist to being an energy healer, like two completely different worlds. But people were asking me like, Frank, I don't know, like 2 of the people that signed up have zero interest in being healers. They work in corporate world. And they're like, but I want to take the course, can I? And I said, yes, because what you're learning from this will also help you be a healer in your life, because you start to see the world differently. You start to know like why you should be drinking out of copper or out of glass and how your body responds. Like we're learning life in this class. It will translate to being a better healer. And also in the very end, we teach you how to structure your business and all that, but that can help you with anything.
100%.
And I want everybody watching to start seeing themselves as a healer.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I'm your partner in that healing. Like I'm your guide. Yeah, I'm wearing the white coat and I worked really hard for that, but we're equal. Like I'm your partner in this. I worked with you before like you're incredible at what you do, and you guided me. Like you were on this path with me, and that's what I'd like to feel that we are, my brother and I, in our clinic with our patients, because it's very intimate, oral health. There needs to be massive trust. There needs to be massive safety, comfort, and care. And if people don't feel that, that they're really taken care of, they'll never heal. So I can teach my 9-year-old daughter how to extract a tooth or drill a filling, with all due respect to dentists. And I
Wow.
can say this, it's very technical. She actually gave my brother a shot. I taught her.
No way.
Yeah, it's not a big, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like it's what I'm trying to say is that the technical aspect of it, you can go to school for a few years and you can get out of that. But it's the critical thinking that we need to come back to, and we got to also come back to we've shifted so much away from the way our ancestors did things. And of course, I love technology. I love everything. Like, look at me. I'm like sitting here with you, recording a pod. What a beautiful thing, right? Impact. You can impact hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people. But it's also, let's look back at what we were doing that was working. You know, not everything was wrong. Like, so, it's my passion to figure things out so that when we fix things, issues don't recur.
Well, it's so true what you just said too, because like I'm big in the biohacking space. I speak at the conferences, I do all the things, and I love that world. But when I really started to look at it, I realized that everything they're doing is really just to get us back to what we were.
Exactly.
Red light therapy because we're not seeing enough sun. Grounding mats because we're not barefoot outside anymore. Like, all the things they're doing is like, do it outside. Just be that again.
Yes.
Like, if we look at even you and I are both Lebanese and stuff, and when I look at our ancestors, we're not just Lebanese, we're not like city Lebanese, we're like from the mountains. And when I see like the culture zone, the certain things they did, it was really rooted in a lot of incredible things. Even as simple as praying over water and drinking it. Like, we didn't wait for like the Japanese scientists to come out with these incredible studies showing it under crystal. We knew you pray over water, you reprogram it, you drink it. You know, like we knew it was innate.
It was innate.
They might not know why they were doing it and whatever else, but they knew that this works. You know, I tell a story of one time I had a sty in my eye 3 times in 1 year. It was in high school. I've never had it again, but I had it the first 2 times surgically removed. The 3rd time, my mom was like, we're not doing this again. She did that way. She prayed over water for me. I drank it, and literally that night it burst. Not even that night. It was like an hour later, because she did it at night. It was like an hour later. It burst, and I never got another one again.
That way is Reiki.
Whoa! I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Wow. So when we're speaking Arabic, in Arabic we say Ra'wi. Ra'wi is like this prayer that we say over water. And Ra'wi, Reiki, it's like the same thing, huh?
Yeah.
It's the intention that you're setting, you're programming, and then delivering. So since we talked a little bit about teeth, what do our teeth and our gums have to do with emotional feelings or energetic meridians in the body?
That's one of my favorite questions, because in Western medicine, we've removed our teeth so the medical school students go to school alone, the dental school students go to school alone. I wish there was more interaction with that. So that's the physical realm, but there's also an energetic component to healing. And a lot of people are like, Lydia, why do you love teeth so much? Why, like, dentistry? Every mouth tells me a story. Like, you don't need to say anything to me. I'll look in your mouth, I'll take a look at your gums, and I'll be able to kind of read you and what you've been through. And everyone is so unique. So much feelings are pent up in your oral cavity, in your jaw. Your mouth is part of your throat chakra. Your tongue, your lips, your teeth are all part of your voice and your ability to speak. So a lot of anger, suppression, emotional issues show up a lot in your TMJ, your musculature, your mucosa, your gums, and your teeth. So with regards to traditional Chinese medicine, I'll give you the chart to share. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, you have,
But for example, your front 4 teeth are connected to the fertility meridian in men and women, and a lot of, and also your thyroid. So I recently have an Instagram friend. It's amazing how Instagram, like, there's like something
Honestly, it's
incredible.
true. I've had people send me, if they hear an episode of me with somebody, they'll be like, you should read this or look at that. And I will. And I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. And everything I'm saying, there's a lot of correlation. It's not scientific, but if you believe in acupuncture, if you understand how we are energy, which of course you do, you live it, you breathe it, and you work it.
Are you a healing practitioner who is stuck in a job that drains your soul? Or maybe you are currently practicing but struggling to find the right clients and be seen? Well, in my online course, Awaken the Healer Within, I will show you how to ditch imposter syndrome, awaken your spiritual gifts using real, ancient, Vedic, and Egyptian techniques, and all at the same time build a prosperous business with soul aligned clients who want to pay you. I'll show you the exact strategy that took me from 4-time Emmy Award winning journalist to healing practitioner making 6 figures. Plus, there's a weekly coaching call so that I am guiding you every step of the way. Now, if you're ready to turn your purpose into prosperity, just visit awakenedhealers.com/join.
Our front 4 teeth lie along our thyroid and fertility meridian. So this one amazing woman, Carly, she openly speaks about this, so I'm happy to share. She was diagnosed with a thyroid cancer, and she had an accident when she was in college for infected root canals, massive infection here. Anyways, part of her healing, her thyroid cancer, was getting rid of the source of infection from her mouth along that meridian, which was her front 4
You're
teeth.
blowing my mind with this.
It's wild. And even in our clinic, I see a lot of women. So I focus on women. I'm so glad I have my amazing brother, Rashad. He sees a lot of the counterparts, the men, the partners.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing so much like breast cancer, our first molars, specifically the upper molars, but all first molars are on the breast meridians. And I'm seeing so much correlation on the side where the breast cancer is and infection in that side. Recession, grinding, clenching, that's linked to emotional.
The grinding and clenching, that's so me.
That's it. I think with you it was like more of an airway issue. Like you've got.
I think you're right, because I also I did expansion,
Yes.
and I feel like when I clench it, I do feel like I'm trying to balance something.
Exactly. Because when we aren't balanced, we're not rooted in our body, and that's why it's beyond a filling. Of course, fillings are very important. If you have a cavity, you need to take care of that. I'm not telling you to ignore that, but if you don't have a solid, stable bite, if you don't have great tongue posture and optimal muscle tone in your jaw, your mouth isn't going to function properly.
Yeah.
And it's going to lead to emotional connections that are linked to showing up in your mouth, whether it's the grind. Your tooth is the hardest. It's a very hard material, your tooth. Very, very hard. It's harder than like anything that we put in your mouth. If you're grinding your teeth, imagine the pressure that is coming into your mouth, and like it's a lot of pressure. So anyway, long story short, there is a lot of emotional and physical connections, but our teeth lie along meridians in our body, and each tooth is connected to a specific organ. And ultimately, all of our teeth do filter through our kidneys. Everything filters through your kidneys. So,
I have to like piggyback off this too, because it sounds so interesting because, well, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. I'll do this in 2 parts. The first part is that every week with my clients for 5 years now, since I started working publicly with people, I've noticed something, which is that every week there's a different theme. It'll be like everybody I work with this week has a thyroid issue. Everybody that I worked with this week, or even if they have to reschedule, and let's say we do it 3 weeks later, I'm like, now I understand. Like we think logically, we rescheduled it for scheduling reasons or whatever. We really rescheduled it because Spirit wanted you to be in the week where I'm clearing entities from everybody, or I'm doing, but this week I didn't even click it till literally just as you were talking right now. Every single person, and I've never had this come up in a session, has had teeth imbalances. And one of them, I was like, I'll tell you which tooth. I don't just go, oh, your teeth are imbalanced. I say it's your upper left canine, let's say, right? The woman goes, how did you know about my upper left canine? And I was like, wait, let me tell you before you tell me. It was a physical trauma when you were 14. She was like, I literally broke it when I was 14. And then another woman, she was in France, or she's in New York, but she's from France. Also, when she was like, I don't know, 13, 14, had a massive accident, the entire upper row. And now she's coming to me with menstrual cycle pain in her 40s. And I'm like, it's linked to when you broke your teeth when you were 13. And she's like, how did you know that? I don't know how it's claircognizance. That's a whole separate story. But the interesting thing is that everybody this week is teeth, as on the week that I'm interviewing you. And what made me even think of that is that you said you notice correlations between, let's say, breast cancer or thyroid issues in a certain tooth. I never had medical training, so I don't know. I only know, and I purposely don't read books. I don't listen to lectures. I don't want to be influenced in my clearings because it all comes from spirit, not my thinking mind. So it doesn't matter what I know. But what I notice is that I start also picking up correlations where I'm like, for some reason, every time it tells me to suggest this herb to someone, it's because they have this issue or something going on in that organ. Or wow, I notice a lot when people have throat chakra misalignments, that's also when they have issues in their marriage or whatever it is, right? So I start to see all the correlations, and it's interesting that you're starting to, just from your own practice, notice, oh, when people have these teeth imbalanced, they also have this thing.
Yeah, 100%. And I call it divine. I'm here, like, we've been trying to schedule this for how long?
This interview. Yeah. See, that's another point. Yeah. And it had to be in the week where I'm working on teeth.
So no, it's so much more than teeth.
Yeah.
And we also need to remember that each tooth, I honor each tooth as if it's a separate organ. Each tooth has its own lymphatic drainage system, own blood supply.
Really?
And own nerve supply. Yeah. And where does the lymph go? Where does the blood? Exactly. Everywhere.
Yeah.
So
it's like tree. I mean, honestly, you let me know because I don't know what a tooth actually looks like. But what I'm visualizing right now is like trees. How we see what's on the surface, but there's all these roots below that we don't actually know where they're going and what they're connected to.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And the nerves. Where do the nerves go? Where your teeth are right next to your brain.
Right.
So. Yeah, there's been so many. What's really exciting for me right now is that the scientific world is getting on board. Because a lot of times people, or especially people I really love, but like dentists that I went to dental school, I know they're taught, like Lydia's like, oh, it's woo-woo holistic, blah, blah. But the medical world is getting on board. Research studies are showing like specific oral bacteria causing oral dysbiosis linked to colon cancer, to Alzheimer's, to heart disease. That to me is very exciting because I feel like now we can get a really nice merge of East and West.
Yeah.
Because that's when true healthcare can occur.
Right. We're waiting for that for sure. People on this side of it. Yeah. I mean, what I really love, like Native Americans say, when the peace happens when the condor and the eagle meet. Exactly. So when they meet, like the East and West come together, merge what you know. Because look, like if God forbid we're in a car accident or something, I want to go to the emergency room. I want you to do all the surgery, put the fillings, do the antibiotics, fine.
Yes.
But then I'm going to, for my recovery, do all the holistic stuff to repair my gut biome, to use red light therapy, utilize whatever we have.
100%.
Right? Remineralize, do all the things. And it's like, kind of at this point to me, common sense. Why wait for the science is coming and that's exciting, but why wait for that to validate? Just do it now. It's not going to hurt you.
And on a micro scale, we are doing it, right?
Right.
But what I pray for, and one of my missions is for everyone to get on board. I think this needs to become the standard of care because we're impacting people's quality of lives. It's not, it's not just a supplement. It's critical thinking as to, like, to me, it's common sense. To you, it's common sense. But I went to 4 years of one of the top schools in the world. UCLA is amazing. It's incredible. I've had to unschool myself and reschool myself. And not just reschool, it's like you said, common sense, but it's not mainstream knowledge. And I'd love for schools to be talking about women's dental health and to be talking about traditional Chinese medicine and to be talking about the energetic components. And one thing I really love is frequency medicine. We can talk about that later, but there's so much to it. It's not just, x-ray, cavity, crown, submit to insurance, get paid,
Yeah.
fight with insurance to
Yeah.
get paid.
Yeah.
It's become a very soulless cycle
Yeah.
that is not fulfilling.
Yeah, I won't get too much into energetics, but anybody who follows me knows that's my thing. But I had like a massive epiphany a couple of weeks ago when I came out of this meditation, and I was looking at the door. That's it. And all of a sudden everything clicked, where I saw how we were cavemen and women before, and what we would have done, what we would have given to have a door in front of our cave to make sure you can sleep at night and nothing's getting in and you just peace of mind. So this thinking brain that developed actually did amazing things. It created the whole world we see. But at the same time is also the source of all of our suffering. It's the source of our sense of separation from each other, from source, from everything, because it thinks, oh, I'm the creator. So now it's in competition with source. And it created this world, like you said, systematic. Because it's being efficient. That's all it thinks about. Its only thing is to do that. What happened though is it's disconnected us from everything. Every issue, I say maybe controversially, but the thinking mind, there's not one issue in the world that it can solve, because it is what created every issue in the world. I mean, give me any issue, it was created by the thinking mind. And somebody actually challenged me the other day and said, well, I'm single and I don't want to be, so why would I? First of all, subconsciously it could have created it, but even if it didn't, it's creating your suffering associated with being single. It's only the thinking mind that's creating the story of why you're single and what this is going to mean, and what in reality you're not suffering, but your thinking mind will make you suffer.
Yeah.
So there's not one thing this mind will actually solve. It will solve problems, but it's solving all the problems it created. You know what I'm saying?
It'll solve. There's a physical component, like if we have a cavity, we drill it out and fill it.
Yeah.
And that'll solve that problem for that little bit.
Yeah.
But if we don't look at everything else, the root cause, that problem's going to keep recurring.
Right.
So this person will get in a relationship and then they'll stay single. It'll become a sick cycle. And that's why, like, when a marriage ends, people usually get into similar marriages until
there's a pattern until you break the pattern.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know I don't just talk about things. I experiment with them. I push boundaries like I did with so many treatments on this channel. You'll have to go back and look. And let me tell you that Quantum Upgrade is actually next level. It's a cutting edge technology that taps into the power of quantum energy to elevate your mental clarity, vitality, and even the energetic frequency in the spaces that you're in. Yeah, I have Quantum Upgrade for my house, and let me tell you, my guests can feel it. And here's the wild part. It's not just some abstract concept. I literally have Quantum Upgraded activated on me right now. It's running on this podcast. So as you're listening, you might actually feel the energy. I've noticed the difference in my focus, my overall state, and even the way I show up every day. And if you're someone who's always looking to optimize your health, your performance, and your environment, this is something you need to check out. And the best part is that you don't have to take my word for it. Quantum Upgrade is giving, quite frankly, listeners a 14-day free trial so you can experience it for yourself. So just go to quantumupgrade.io and use the code FRANKLY to activate your free trial. Energy is everything, and if you're ready to level up your frequency, Quantum Upgrade is the way to do it. Let's talk about something you say is low-hanging fruit and like something anyone can do for oral health, which is mouth tape. Why?
So I love mouth tape. There's a ton of different types of mouth tapes out there. So I'm not gonna be talking about any specific one. I'm gonna be talking about why you need to mouth tape. So our mouth was made to chew, to talk, but not to breathe. Our nose was made to breathe because our nose has the hair, the turbinates to filter, to warm, to properly oxygenate, create nitric oxide in your nose and sinuses so that our bodies can become properly oxygenated. When you're breathing through your mouth, you are drying up your mouth. You are not getting properly oxygenated. And when you dry up your mouth and not get properly oxygenated, you're not creating proper nitric oxide, which is something that's very important for vasodilation. That is a compound that dilates your vessels so that you can uptake more oxygen. And why is that important? If we're not oxygenated, we're not healthy. like, I mean, during COVID, like you know, like it's the loss of oxygen. And so oxygenation is so important. And when you're sleeping for 7, 6, 8 hours a night and you're chronically breathing through your mouth, not only are you upsetting your oral microbiome, you're not getting properly oxygenated, it's going to impact the way your face grows if you're a baby. Your tongue posture isn't going to be put in the right place, or so there's so much to it.
But is everybody mouth breathing at night? Because I don't feel like I am.
Not everybody.
Okay.
If you're waking up feeling fabulous and good and energetic, you don't look like a mouth breather. Like
I don't think I am, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I actually don't feel like I could, even if I tried to force it. Like, it's so uncomfortable. I don't even do breath work. I don't like breath work because I hate the sensation of mouth breathing.
So, and can I share about your oral health? Like you don't have cavity, like
No.
you don't. So mouth taping is for people, like, and not everybody should mouth tape like off the bat, right? If you're having severe nasal congestion, you may want to look into it. Cavities where you're like, I get so many patients to like, Dr. Lydia, I brush, I floss, I do all the things and I'm still getting cavities. Why? Then we look into, are you a mouth breather?
See, as a kid, I did get cavities a lot. My brother and sister have never had a cavity.
Interesting.
Ever. My sister, I think she said, has had one. My brother and sister have never. They were so good meticulous about it. I was not. And I would lie. Like, my mom would be like, did you brush your teeth? I'd be like, yeah. And like, I didn't, you know? And so I think I did have it for those reasons. But your kids, even, you have them mouth taping, right?
So my kids, I've mouth taped them, but I got even to the root cause of that. They needed expansion, so I expanded them. So Julia's done.
So good. Honestly, she's lucky to have had you. For anybody listening, I wish my mom would have known, or that dentist would have told her. Because my mom was a great mom. I had Invisalign in high school when it was like the newest thing, and everybody else had braces, right?
Yeah.
Like, they were willing, they just didn't know.
Even me as a dentist, like 10 years ago, I wouldn't be able to tell you this information, like humbly, like, right. You know, I truly believe that every single practitioner, dentist, doctor, everyone's doing their best with what they know. But for me personally, it wasn't until I became a mom and went through a lot with my kids that I'm like, I am not accepting this. I need to dig further.
Yeah.
I need to know more. Like, it's not okay for my daughter to have chronic congestion. It's not okay. There's got to be a reason. So then we started air purifying every room in my house.
I have an air purifier in every room. And that's how you know, you're like, it's not that.
It's not just that.
Yeah.
So it helped.
Yeah.
It helped. Then we got a humidifier in every single room. It helped, but it was not just that. And then, so I know I'm going off your question, but this is really important.
It's all related. Yeah.
It's all related. If you have a baby in your family that you care about, whether it's your own or your nephew, niece, or someone you just love, and they don't have any gaps between their baby teeth, that's a red flag. That's the biggest red flag, that they will have something called sleep disordered breathing. They'll be grinding, they'll have airway issues, they'll get cavities, etc., because our permanent teeth are much bigger than our baby teeth. Your teeth are bigger than your nieces and nephews' teeth.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's no gaps, how is there going to be room for our teeth that are significantly larger?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you have crowding, and then you have mouth breathing, and then it's a slew of issues.
And so what we were talking about, in case people don't know, is expanding the palate. So like little by little, it's just spreading everything out.
Exactly.
Which anyway is going to make Julia have a Julia Roberts smile, you know?
Absolutely. So what makes the Julia Roberts smile? One of the most famous smiles in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fullness in her arch. She doesn't have veneers, Julia Roberts. I don't know if she has them now, but back then, during like her Pretty Woman face, like she has a gorgeous,
just this wide smile.
Wide.
Yeah.
So our smiles are collapsing. Why? Because we've stepped so far away from the ancestral diet. Our breathing has changed. We're breathing more through our mouths than ever. The amount of time we're breastfeeding is a lot less. Pacifiers.
What if you did not get breastfed at all?
So
you know how like in the 70s, everybody formula was like,
I know.
They thought it was like the best thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's look at the amount of caries during that time, and so the breast And breast is best, and I can say it very confidently. And I've had 3 children. I didn't breastfeed my first 2 as long as I wanted to. So there's no shame to anybody. I did my best with what I knew and what I was able to, right?
Yeah.
We are not getting the right support and the right information. So I stopped breastfeeding really early on. I had a very miserable time breastfeeding with my daughter. Turned out she had a tongue tie. I didn't know about that. As a dentist, I did not know about that. So that's when I started digging in further, and I take courses, and I'm always learning. It's like never ending. Once you've arrived is the day that you die. But it's okay. I'm like, okay, when I pureed a lot of her food, for example. With Thomas, my third, I'm still breastfeeding, 15 months strong.
Wow.
It's incredible. I took care of his lip tie. I had 3 lactation consultants come to my home after I gave birth because I wanted to get a lot of input so I can figure it out for myself.
Oh, as far as like perfecting just the art of it?
The art of it, like it's an art, breastfeeding. It's an energy exchange. I think the woman also needs to be at ease, at rest, honoring the 40 days that they have in our villages and much of the Eastern world, where I did not leave my room for 40 days with Thomas.
Really?
With Joy.
Wait, this is a real thing that they do? 40 days?
Oh yeah.
Like even our
I'd go
culture?
home. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
You just birthed.
Wow. 40 days with the child just in the room.
Just in the room.
That's amazing.
And you're getting, so I got from Surya, this Indian spa. I don't know if you've heard of it. Surya, it's a Indian spa in Santa Monica. They're wonderful. I had them come over, massage me, lymphatic drainage, hot healing food, so much like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I was drinking that every single day, chicken soup, and it was just so much more restorative, more replenishing, and so much more healing. So I was able to breastfeed properly. With my first 2, I didn't know. I didn't have that. Like I didn't have that mental aptitude to do it that way. So I see my son is stronger. He has a better immune system. I think there's a few other factors as well. I'm not going to discuss right now, but the mother breastfeeding, and he breathes through his nose. I'm limiting pacifier use. I give him the pacifier, but not as much as so you live and you learn, right?
Yeah.
But your nose is made to breathe and your mouth is made to speak and eat.
Yeah, that's a good way to remember it. Did we leave anything out with mouth tape?
I think if you're waking up lethargic, fatigued, not feeling good, if you're getting weird cavities, multiple cavities, you go to the dentist every 6 months and they're like, oh, you have new cavities. Look into how you're breathing. Look into, see, are you grinding your teeth or not? Is your mouth dry in the morning? If you're feeling lethargic, try mouth taping. But before you try mouth taping, make sure your nose is patent and you're able to breathe properly through your nose. So if you can't breathe through your nose, so for example, during pregnancy, there's something that happens called pregnancy rhinitis, where the progesterone causes inflammation in the...
They're just running out of names now. They're like pregnancy-itis.
Exactly. Yeah. Ear congested. You're severely congested when you're pregnant. I don't want you mouth taping because it's a hormonal, something like beyond you. So sometimes you do need to breathe through your mouth. But I notice a huge difference in my energy and my clarity when I wake up with the mouth tape on. And it's been consistent this past month. Finally, like my body's kind of like starting to level out postpartum and it feels really good.
What about fluoride? Because I feel like this is one of those super controversial things in the wellness space of any kind, like any kind of holistic wellness, they're like no fluoride. And then any dental office I've ever gone to has given me fluoride products to take home. So what are your thoughts on fluoride?
Fluoride is probably one of the most controversial topics in the medical world and specifically the dental world. I got trained to use fluoride. That fluoride will stop cavities, that the water fluoridation that started in, I believe, Michigan, was one of the biggest public health successes in our nation. But there's been recently a lot of research coming out about systemic fluoridation. When I say systemics are fluoridated water, I'm against fluoridated water. We don't need fluoride in our water. And if we are going to put fluoride in our water, we need to tell people that we're putting fluoride in our water. It's informed consent. If I'm going to come and feed you something, you have the right to ask me what's in the food that I'm giving you, right?
But isn't it now just common knowledge that all the water in the country has fluoride in it?
So some cities are stopped. So I believe Utah, Portland doesn't have fluoridated water. And let's not just take the United States. Denmark, Finland, England, they don't have fluoridated water. So America is heavily fluoridated. But my question is, if we're heavily fluoridated, why is dental decay one of the top chronic diseases that our children have? Like if it was really working,
Right.
and it probably did work. So fluoride does make your teeth stronger. It has antimicrobial properties, and it does strengthen the structure of your teeth. It does. But why not just focus then on using it topically? Why do we need to be drinking it? So they did
So you're okay with toothpaste with fluoride?
it's a very personal choice. I have patients
Okay.
that are like, I want to brush with fluoride. And I'm like, sure, you know, I don't, my kids don't, we don't have any cavities. Like I've gone through 3 very difficult pregnancies. I don't have any cavities. I have some recession because of the emotional hardships and the grinding and the clenching that
By the way, it's recession. I had stem cells in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta. Really nice, American owned. They do everything up to FDA standards, but without having to deal with certain regulations around stem cells, right? And just because I was already there, I was like, you know what, just do my gums too. And because I had a client who had done it for his, and he said that they started to wrap around his teeth again. And I swear they did.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of things that took me 6 months to a year to start realizing that it worked. The teeth was like within a month I started to notice. Or sorry, the gums.
Your gums they heal very quickly. Yeah, very, very quickly. Oral tissue and vaginal tissue are almost identical. They're very,
Interesting.
they both heal very quickly. They both have progesterone and estrogen receptors, very, very similarities spiritually and physically. But back to fluoride. So they did recently, there was a full-on review of pregnancy and pregnant women who've consumed fluoride, and there has been a connection between fluoride use and the quantity of the fluoride that a woman ingested with the IQ of the child. So as a mom or as an aunt or as a person who loves a child, I don't want that for that child, right? It's especially sensitive for women who are feeding their children formula. They're using fluoridated water. It really impacts a small baby more than it would impact you or I. But it's an industrial byproduct, and they're putting it in our water, and it's not regulated. It just, something's off.
Yeah.
Something doesn't feel right. Fluoride in toothpaste, it's more regulated. It's, I guess you can say, a cleaner fluoride. There's multiple types of fluoride. So I would say a hard no to systemic fluoride where you're drinking the water. It's been associated with like fluorosis, skeletal fluorosis, because it goes into your bones as well, your teeth, and it's not purely aesthetic. Yeah, it makes them a little stronger, but we don't need it. We don't need it. So there's a material called hydroxyapatite. 60% of our bone is hydroxyapatite, and it's as efficacious as fluoride as well. And more and more research from Europe is showing that.
Wow.
And I can, if your audience likes articles, I can send you, but it works so well. And
well, I'm interested, how do you get that?
Through toothpaste.
Okay.
There's a few toothpaste brands that have them. Really, I personally love Risewell Pro. They don't sponsor me. Everything I recommend, I'm just using for me and my family, and that's really helped me a lot with my postpartum sensitivity. But it's not fluoride that's preventing cavities. We got to look at why cavities are happening. It's our food and our microbiome. So if we fix our food intake and what we're eating and how we're truly nourishing our body, we won't need fluoride. So yeah,
this might be totally off topic, but I love that you brought up microbiome for anybody listening. So I had an interview with Dr. Stephen Gundry on the show, and he talked about microbiome. Again, how you said earlier, like, viewers are amazing, because I had one viewer message me and say, you should read this book called I Contain Multitudes. And like I told you earlier, I don't read. I purposely don't read. It sounds like ignorant, but I don't, because I don't want to be influence in my energy clearings. So I don't read like anything spiritual or medical. I'll read like a book that's entertaining maybe, or an audiobook of something, but if it's spiritual or medical and I think it could influence my work, I don't, except the ancient texts. I've read the Vedas, I've read the Tao Te Ching, like anything that's in ancient texts I'll read. And one of the things was in this book was, well, not one of the things, the whole book is about the multitudes that we contain, which is the biome, right? Not just the gut, on your skin, in your hair, but it goes deep. This book is like a Pulitzer Prize winning book or something. I can't remember what it had won, but it was like up there. And it was because this guy had done such meticulous research on, first of all, we're aware of a fraction of the actual bacteria that's in this world. But in nature, when he starts looking and realizes it's the bacteria that decides when these mosquitoes will mate, when they won't, who they'll mate with, why, what they'll do, when they'll do it, how, like what color this will be, what they're, like everything, and not just mosquitoes, like every animal. He goes into every part in different ecosystems. Everything is controlled by these organisms that were here billions of years and probably will be billions of years after we're gone. And how important it is to nourish them, because they, guess what, want to take care of their host. They want to take care of their host. So since that reading that book, I ended up buying like 12 different kinds. I had AI research the exact strands that I need, why, what the research is, not what the website or the company says it does. What does the research say it does? And I bought like 8 different supplements or probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics, all based on this research. It gave me like 180 pages of research. And I went through all of it. And honestly, I can say, like, between the remineralization and that, I cannot believe what it's doing in my body, with my mood, with my meditations, how much deeper I'm going, how much I'm like seeing layers. When I see something on me or in me or whatever, I start to see all the layers beneath it, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. It's so abstract, right? I'm like, this because of this, because of that. Like, I'm not just seeing it as a pimple. Something as small as that, I'm like, oh, this because of the liver and my kidney, and like I start to see the rabbit hole that it's taking me down because I'm so in tune with my body right now. And I'm telling you, these probiotics and prebiotics and postbiotics, I could never have imagined would have dictated that much in the body.
Because you're going after root cause.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things that I do for patients is I test their oral microbiome.
Wow.
Like, the last thing
I didn't know you could do that.
Totally.
What? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to do that.
I'll invite you. I'll treat you to our oral microbiome test.
Thank you.
It's incredible.
Oh, we should film that process. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It's simple, and I'm very excited about the future of what's to come with it. That's like a passion of mine, but we have an oral microbiome. No one's talking about that. 60% of your gut microbiome is from your mouth.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
You were gonna say, but
no one's talking about it. That's why, by the way, mouth taping is also very important, because when your mouth dries out and you don't have saliva at night, the microbiome becomes very unbalanced. Okay? We were meant to live with the good and the bad. We're not trying to eradicate the bad.
Exactly.
We will never eradicate the bad in all realms, right?
Yeah.
But it's about living in harmony with the bad. So we got to feed the good. We got to focus on the light. We got to focus on the good. And there's 2 types of food. There's food that feeds the bad, and there's food that feeds the good.
Mm-hmm.
There's habits that are going to feed the good, like mouth breathing is going to feed the bad. Nasal breathing is going to feed the good. That's how I simplify it when I'm talking to my patients, because they get it then, and they're like, oh, okay, I will tongue scrape. Because that's going to feed the good. Yeah. I will oil pull if it fits my day-to-day routine. I will come in for my dental cleaning, and we do guided biofilm cleanings with ozone insufflations.
Wow.
So we stain your biofilm. So you have this is so exciting to me. Like, this is.
No, it is, because you know what? I had a teeth cleaning today that I was going to schedule for, like, is in my planner today to schedule it for later.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wait, I want to try this one. It's so much different.
You get to, I love accountability. You know what I love about Dr. Amen? Is that he's the only one who's scanning brains.
Right. Yeah. I mean, now not the only
Now,
because he trains
he
people.
trains
Yeah.
people,
Oh, you're
yes.
right. Yeah. I mean, no,
still-
and he's like,
a
Frank,
pioneer.
this is the organ that I'm treating. Shouldn't I look at
And I'm
it?
giving you
And
medication.
no, he's like, every other therapist is still working as they did in the age of Abraham Lincoln.
Exactly.
Where you would sit on the couch and they talk to you, but they never look at the organ they're treating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So us, insurances, or I don't know who, but it was insurances that say you need cleanings twice a year. No, you don't. You need cleanings more than that. And some people need it once a month and some people need it every 4 months.
Wow.
How am I going to tell how many times you need it?
It's not one size fits
It's not
all.
one size fits all. We're different.
But you know what's interesting about the gut biome that I want to ask is like, and I love that you do ozone. I don't want to like wash over that for people to know because I've sent friends to get ozone therapy who have something that would be considered incurable. 3 different things like, well, I don't have to name what they are, but like big things that are technically you're like, this is for life now. And they would do 8 rounds of ozone 1 week apart and it's gone. They're testing negative. So that's really cool that you do that.
I don't do antibiotics anymore in the mouth
Wow.
because of the ozone.
Because of the ozone. Well, in Germany and Korea, like there's a lot of, this is like, we're talking US fine, but in other countries, after surgery, you get ozone.
Yeah.
And so, but what I wanted to ask you about is so let's say we test it, right? Or whoever patient tests it. Can't it just change like week by week?
So yes, your microbiome is for sure dynamic. So
Okay. So is there a
yes.
point of testing is what I'm asking?
There is a point because I see where you're at right now. When like I've had 3 pregnancies, my microbiome changed with every single pregnancy. It gives you the pattern that you're in right now, right? You may have a perfect microbiome 2 months ago and all of a sudden you got really bad allergies because pollen outside and you're walking outside and you started chronically mouth breathing for 2 months. You are a different microbiome and I need to treat the microbiome that I see today. And then we retest, and once it's balanced, you go to your 3-month appointments or 4-month appointments. So it's dynamic. Healthcare is dynamic.
Which actually makes more sense now that you say you actually need more than twice a year. Like every 4 months, 3 months, maybe go check because it could have changed.
Exactly. And then when you go every 3 to 4 months to a trusted dentist, and we catch things early so that they don't flare up and become larger cavities or root canals or etc. Things that require a lot more energy, time, finances, etc.
A lot of people might be hearing for the first time that oral microbiome is something that we should be checking or that even exists. So for those people watching right now, what are like 3 things that are the best thing you can do for the biome in your mouth?
I love that. And the first thing is mouth taping. That's why I love mouth taping. So even if I love that you asked that question because it's really important not to just educate, but to give solutions. Not everybody has access to a dentist that can do that. There's also a company that can ship a microbiome test to your house, but you need to be able to read it, etc. But more and more people are getting educated about this. So first and foremost is mouth taping. Second is tongue scraping. Okay, and
Which I love, by the way. And it helps with everything, your breath,
specifically
everything.
copper tongue scraper.
Yes.
And 3 and 4, I'm going to add 4 if you don't,
I love that.
if I
Thank
can.
you. Yeah.
Really pay attention to your food. Like when you are eating, do you know where your food is coming from? Like, do you see where your food is coming from? That's what I tell my kids. It's very important to educate the next generation as well. Not just say, oh, this is good and bad, right? I don't want like eating disorders developing because bad, or like body, like it's what's feeding the good guys in your mouth and what's feeding the bad guys. And you know what? Sometimes we will have that ice cream or that processed food. That's okay. We're living.
Yeah.
It's about, we got to continue living. But what are you doing like 80% of the time?
Yeah.
And then so nutrition. And the 4th is I love oil pulling and probiotics, oral probiotics. So there is oral probiotics and there's gut probiotics. So the bacteria in here is different than here, but they're living in harmony when they're balanced.
But the oral probiotics are pills?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're not talking about like swishing it around.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, actually, I had it was actually when Dave was here, Asprey, and he was talking about off camera, we were talking about teeth, and he's like, you should use a remineralizing toothpaste.
Yeah.
I tried, I have a few of them actually still, but what I realized is I have to brush my teeth first with my real toothpaste, and then I'll do that because I don't feel like it cleans my mouth enough.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's doing something, and it tastes amazing. Like I love the taste, it's like addictive, but I don't feel like it's cleaning my mouth that well.
And a lot of people say that, and
okay.
it's completely normal. The more conventional toothpaste is a little more abrasive, and when it's a little more abrasive, it cleans better, right? So I say toothpaste is so personal. Who am I to tell you what toothpaste to use? Use the toothpaste that you will use, right?
Right.
But I will tell you to pay attention to your breathing, because you can brush and floss and eat so well, but if you're breathing through your mouth, your microbiome is messed up. And if it's messed up, you're going to have issues. So it's like, we got to prioritize the fight. It's not a fight. We got to prioritize the conversations that we have, right? Yeah. And when you start learning about the microbiome, the way you think about everything shifts. The way you think about what you put on your skin. You saying your probiotics, your prebiotics, your postbiotics, you start thinking about these.
It's changed everything.
Changes everything.
Yeah.
Why?
How you look at everything.
It changes everything because your gut right now is healed. When your gut is healed, you're producing all the happy hormones. When you're breathing through your nose, you're properly oxygenated. So how are you going to show up in the world? You're going to feel good. You're going to feel good. You're going to do good. You're going to spread good. And so that's why your oral health, your microbiome, it's not just your teeth, it's your mood. It's your confidence, it's your esteem, it's your energy, it's how you feel. It's so much more than just the chewing surface that chews our food.
Oof, yeah. Let's get into well, before we get into a rapid fire round, is there anything you want to make sure we talk about? Anything that you want to end with?
I think we've hit a lot of, the main things. Just a couple things. Metal belongs in a construction site and not your mouth.
Do you mean like mercury fillings and things like that?
Stainless steel, titanium, they don't need to be in your mouth.
Are mercury and metal fillings really that dangerous?
So mercury is the most toxic, non-reactive compound in the world. One of them. So why would we...
Wow.
So no, I don't want that in my mouth. I don't want that in my husband's mouth or your mouth or anyone I love and care about. It doesn't. Mercury fillings last a long time. They're very strong, yeah, but I don't want that in my mouth. It's been associated with neurological issues, mood issues. It's very toxic. Why would we put it in our mouth that is so close to our brain? And it doesn't make any sense to me. But more important than talking about the mercury fillings, for people who have them, what's very important is for them to remove it safely. I'd rather you keep your mercury fillings in your mouth than to remove it unsafely. So there's a specific protocol your dentist needs to follow to protect you from the mercury exposure and also to protect themselves as a practitioner and their staff. Yeah.
Which goes back to the whole original point of why you would choose a functional dentist rather than a traditional one, right? Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of sense.
Yeah.
So let's get into some rapid fire questions here. Okay. What is one oral health mistake to stop doing immediately?
One oral health mistake to stop doing immediately: mouthwash. Mouthwash is awful.
I have one, but it's an Ayurvedic
one. Yeah. But if I had to choose one thing to get rid of, like blatantly, like everywhere, it's mouthwash. We don't need mouthwash. If you're properly eating, if you're properly breathing, brushing, flossing, tongue scraping, and oil pulling, if you're called to it, you don't need mouthwash.
Great point. What is the worst mainstream myth about oral health?
That you need fluoride to have healthy teeth.
What is a daily ritual that you swear by for oral health?
You're gonna get tongue scraping and mouth taping.
If you had to choose between flossing or tongue scraping forever, what would you do?
Shoot. That's a tough one.
Or maybe that's the answer. Are they equally important?
They're equally important. When I first wake up, the first thing I do is take off my tape and tongue scrape. Then I brush and I start my day. At night, I'm a mom of 3. I don't have time to floss in the morning, even though I should, but I don't, to be real. At night, I cannot go to bed without flossing. All that stuff that's in between your teeth from the day, and you got to get it out. So not flossing is like going to the bathroom number 2 and not properly wiping.
Wow, really? Oof, so gross, right? Wow. Yeah, honestly, I can't even eat during the day without flossing in between every meal, because I have Invisalign.
Yeah, especially if you have Invisalign or braces, it's even that much more important to pay close attention.
By the way, my Invisalign's done.
Okay.
I've been wearing it for a year more than I need to, just because I actually like having them in.
Perfect.
I feel good wearing them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So maybe it helps with your alignment?
I think so. It just feels better having them in.
Yeah.
So I take them out, I eat, I'll floss before I can't imagine not flossing.
And also when you are wearing your Invisalign, something really nice happens. You're so much more mindful as to what you're eating.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, do I really need to take it out and then brush and floss after? So you start becoming more conscious about what you put into your body.
It's such a good point. Okay, yeah. Can you actually, this is such a good point about posture that you brought up and alignment. Can your bite actually affect your posture?
1000%. So your TMJ, which is your temporomandibular joint, and if you have issues with it, then you have TMD, temporomandibular disorder. So I just want to get that out there because everyone's like, I have TMJ. I'm like, I have TMJ too. We all have
That's
TMJ.
why I didn't know that until you just said that. That woke me up because everyone says TMJ. So I didn't know that was not a condition. It's a joint.
It's like I have a hip.
Oh.
I have a hip. Yeah, I have a hip too. So
that's a good thing to know. Okay, yeah.
But so your TMJ is very close to your atlas axis. It's the base of your skull. If you're biting only on one side or it's very even, it's going to impact your neck posture. It's going to impact your trigeminal nerve is right here, which is linked to your vagus nerve. It's going to impact everything. Your mood, the way that you chew. It's going to make you more prone to having headaches if you have an uneven bite. It's going to make you feel unrooted. So it's very important to have a solid bite. Malocclusion has a lot of repercussions. We can have a podcast just on that, but It's very important to have a solid bite. And our bites are shifting. Like I'm going to leave you with one thing for the women who are having children. We produce a hormone called relaxin when we're pregnant. That preps our ligaments to loosen up, to relax, so we can childbirth. Each one of our teeth is housed in a ligament, and hormones don't discriminate. And that ligament has relaxin receptors. So teeth are in constant motion, but for pregnant women, especially as you have multiple kids, your teeth start to shift more because the ligament around your teeth is more relaxed. So it's more important to pay attention to the microbiome, not only for your sake, but also for your child's sake, because you're giving your children your microbiome.
And final question to piggyback off that, what is one thing you wish every parent knew about their child's oral health?
That you have so much more control and it's less genetic and more environmental, and pay attention to breathing.
Dr. Lydia, thank you.
Thank you.
I knew it would be good.